Gabrielle Gabby Venora Petito and Brian Christopher Laundrie met in high school in Bayport, New York. They started dating in March 2019 and she moved in with him and his parents, Chris and Roberta, in Northport, Florida. The couple then got engaged in July 2020. On July 2, 2021, they left for a van trip across the United States that would last for 4 months. They shared their traveling journeys on social media. Gabby's mother spoke to her daughter on August 25 and had been told that the couple were traveling from Utah to Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks. On August 30, Gabby's mother received a text from her phone that did not seem like it was from her. The message simply said, "No service, in Yosemite." On September 1, Brian returned alone to his parents' home. On September 6 and 7, he and his parents went camping at Fort De Soto Park in Pinellas County. On September 11, Gabby's mother filed a missing persons report after not hearing from her since late August. 4 days later, Brian was named a person of interest. He raised suspicion when he returned to his parents' house without Gabby and refused to discuss her whereabouts. His parents hired a lawyer and remained silent and refused to talk to anyone about the case. An arrest warrant was issued on charges of him making withdrawals using her debit card. Brian left his home on September 13, as seen by the police. His car returned 2 days later, with someone, whom the police believed was Brian. On September 17, 4 days later, Brian was reported missing by his parents, who claimed not to have seen him since September 13. It was at this time that police realized that they had mistaken Brian's mother for Brian himself on September 15. During the investigation, the detectives noted that the couple was involved in a domestic disturbance incident on August 12. A witness reported a couple talking aggressively and hitting each other. The witness said it looked like Brian was trying to leave Gabby behind and take her phone with him. Before they drove off together, Gabby asked him, "Why do you have to be so mean?" When officers pulled them over to do a wellness check, they found Gabby crying heavily in the passenger seat. She told officers that they had been in a fight. The officers saw marks on her arms and face, and they wanted to know what happened. Gabby told the officer that she hit Brian first and asked the officers not to separate them. In his report, one of the officers wrote that at no point in the investigation did Gabby stop crying. She was breathing heavily and could not compose a sentence without needing to wipe away tears or her nose, and she kept rubbing her knees with her hands. Brian tried to create distance by telling Gabby to take a walk to calm down. She did not want to be separated from him and began slapping him. He grabbed her face and pushed her back. Neither of them wanted to press charges. The incident was characterized by police as a mental breakdown rather than domestic violence. No one was arrested. The police separated the couple, arranging for Brian to spend a night at a motel and for Gabby to stay in the van. 5 days later, on August 17, Brian took a flight back to Florida, leaving Gabby behind. Gabby spent several days at a hotel and according to staff, she checked out on August 24. The Laundrie's family attorney explained that he made the trip to obtain some items and empty and close the storage unit to save money as they contemplated extending the road trip. Brian returned on August 23 to rejoin Gabby and continue the trip. On the same day that Gabby last spoke to her mother, the final post was made on Gabby's Instagram account. The last time that Gabby was seen was at a Whole Foods store in Jackson, Wyoming. She was with Brian. A CCTV recording shows that they left the store and got onto Highway 89. On September 19, 22-year-old Gabby's remains were found in Wyoming's Bridger Teton National Forest. An autopsy showed that she suffered blunt force injuries to her head and neck and was strangled. After an extensive search for Brian, 23, his remains were found in a Florida park close to his home on October 20. An autopsy confirmed on November 23 that he had passed away from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. On January 21, 2022, the FBI revealed that Brian's notebook contained an entry in which he admitted to ending Gabby's life and deceiving people that she was still alive via text messages. He was officially blamed for Gabby's demise by authorities. In June 2022, the Laundrie family's lawyer released the full notebook entry, in which he claims that he ended her life after she had fallen and injured herself. "I ended her life. I thought it was merciful, that it is what she wanted, but now I see all the mistakes I made." The note ends with his plans for taking his own life. "I am ending my life. Not because of a fear of punishment but rather because I can't stand to live another day without her." Experts, however, contend that Brian's account does not match investigators' findings. Michael Alcazar from the John Jay College of Criminal Justice believed Brian was someone who doesn't want to own up to what he did and was trying to find justification for the actions he did. During the case, Gabby's parents highlighted a letter from Brian's mother to him saying, "If you're in jail, I will bake a cake and put a file in it. If you need to dispose of a body, I will show up with a shovel and garbage bags." His mother, Roberta, said she wrote the note before her son left for the van trip and said in her deposition she never imagined the future. She said, "It was a poor choice of words. When I read this later, I was like, this sounds awful." Brian's mother confessed that he called her on August 29th. She said his tone changed completely at the end of their call. After that, Brian's father, Chris, phoned him back, and he told him that Gabby is gone and that he may need a lawyer. Chris added that he never thought his son took Gabby's life when he said she was gone, but said he had no idea what to think. Brian's parents also said that they had made no attempt to contact Gabby or her parents after the call. Gabby's parents sued Brian's parents and their attorney, claiming pain and emotional distress due to them withholding information regarding Gabby's case. Gabby's parents won the case and received $3 million. Gabby's parents also filed a $50 million lawsuit against the Moab Police Department for allegations that Officer Eric Pratt admitted that he was aware Brian was a threat, but decided to ignore the law, and that the department did not abide by its own lethality assessment protocol. The money will go toward the Gabby Petito Foundation, which was established after she lost her life. In 2024, a letter was released which Gabby wrote for Brian. She wrote the following: "Just please stop crying and stop calling me names, because we're a team and I'm here with you.